Hey, Dream Drivers, welcome to episode 234 of the Dreams and Drive podcast. And we have another episode of Front Seat Fridays for you guys today. As you know, Front Seat Fridays is a video series where I get in the front seat with a special guest and we talk about what it really takes to go from park to drive. Episode 233 was with my girl Samantha Dazzle, and we talked about how it took 10 years for her to get her bachelor's degree. Today, our guest is Miss Sarah Vega, one of my favorite guests from episode 86. The episode was called Hitting Rock Bottom, Finding Faith, Hope, and New Beginnings. And Sarah Vega gets in the front seat with me today, and we talk all about why change is going to be uncomfortable. I really enjoyed this episode with Sarah because she opens up about what it's like being in another dark place in her life. So if you listen to episode 86, this was 2 years ago, she talked about her dream driving journey and all the things that she overcame to get where she is today. And so in this episode, we talk about how she's had to make some tough decisions in her life and her dream driving journey now, and what she's doing so that this time around things are going to be different. And we talk about why change is uncomfortable, but that's okay. And I think that's something that we all can relate to. So guys, this episode is one that you have to listen to. But if you don't want to listen to this episode, you also have the option to watch it, because Front Seat Fridays is really a video series, and just me putting it on the podcast for you guys to listen to is an extra added thing. So please, guys, I really encourage you to watch the full interview on YouTube or Instagram TV. Just go to youtube.com/dreamsanddrive. Go to the Dreams and Drive Instagram page to watch it on Instagram TV. Or you can also go to the webpage, dreamsanddrive.com, and click on episode 234 and you can watch it there. It's a good watch. You can really just see our reactions to things in real life. So I encourage you guys all to watch the video, okay? You can also listen to this too. Before we get into this episode, please remember to share this if you enjoy it. I really think you guys will. Tag it, copy the link, send it to a friend. Just spread and pass this episode along. I think, once again, Sarah is such a really dope storyteller. She's so open and vulnerable with her own story. So please inspire somebody else with her message. You can find us at Dreams and Drive across the board on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And make sure you guys are using the hashtag Dreams and Drive. The last thing, guys, me and Sarah are both wearing our Dreams and Drive gear. She's wearing her red t-shirt. I'm wearing my red hoodie. So if you guys want to get your own gear, the Dreams and Drive store is fully restocked. You can get t-shirts. You can get crew neck sweatshirts. You can get long sleeve t-shirts. Just go to dreamsanddrive.com/shop, dreamsanddrive.com/shop. I want to see those orders coming in this week. So please support. Your support really matters a lot. It allows me to continue to put out videos, to continue to just keep Dreams and Drive going. So thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Hope you enjoy this episode. Hey, Sarah!
Hey, boo.
Welcome to Front Seat Fridays, girl.
We're gonna lock the door because we're in Newark.
Oh, yes. All right. Yes. Doors locked.
Right.
How's everything going?
It's as good as it's gonna get, but
Okay.
It's cool for now. What's going on?
Well, I wanted to have you on the show. Well, first of all, guys, you guys probably remember this face, Miss Sarah Vega.
No, they don't remember the face. They remember the voice.
Okay, episode 86 superstar who really opened up and told us her story of how she was really in park and was getting into drive, right?
Yeah, and I'm kind of back in like neutral.
Okay.
And it's either I park or I drive.
All right, and what are you deciding? Like, what's the... Right now, what are you thinking about is the path you want to go?
I am currently pondering that. I'm currently in drive, but it's kind of like, all right, how can we go above the speed limit?
I like that analogy. So let me give you guys a quick backstory. So Sarah, we actually met a long time ago, like randomly at a...
Like 2012 already.
A beauty event, and we kind of stayed in touch, and then Sarah came on the show, episode 86. That was back in 2017 when you were at a crossroads in your life, in your career, and I just felt like you'd be a great guest to come on, because you're just somebody who I just feel like, I know you might feel like giving up sometime, but whenever I see you, I'm like, yo, Sarah, she never gives up. Girl. Things get thrown her way, and you just keep it, what does that say? It says, don't stop.
Keep going.
And the other side says, don't stop.
Right. So, what's up? Talk to me.
I feel like the thing I want to talk about, I feel like it's something that a lot of us have to face, is this idea of you have to make the best decision for you, right? Is that something you can relate to?
That's something I'm going through at the moment.
Okay.
Because, you know, it's funny that you say that, and I'm kind of at this crossroads again. And Will Smith came out with on IG this meme or whatever about his interview at the Breakfast Club or wherever it was, and it said something like the entrepreneur life is lonely and you have to make what's best for you because other people will not get it at all. And I'm in this predicament now because my logical mind wants to go and like find a job and be stable, but then my higher self is like, look at the pattern of the jobs you've had in the past, let's say since 2017.
Talk about it. What were the jobs?
I was a quick background. Just
if you guys haven't heard her story.
Yeah, a quick background was that I went to college and I graduated with a journalism degree and social work. So I've always had, for the past, let's say 12 years, one foot in media, one foot in social work, or I've always had them together. Like, I've always had two jobs. Then I worked at, because the money was slow, I went to become a corrections officer. That turned out to be a huge fucking fiasco. It was like a major turning point in my life. And if you want to listen to it, listen to episode
86.
And then go to DK Podcast and listen to my trilogy called A Fall from Grace. Tyler Perry, I'm coming for you. And so, yeah, I went to law enforcement. I got fired. I lost everything. I was homeless. I was couch hopping. Then 2 years later, I got a job. I went back into the workforce because, you know, as a counselor. As a drug counselor, and I was there for 2 years, and I also felt God telling me get out because they just wasn't doing what I needed them to do, even though I was a good employee. So at that point, I had quit my job. I felt like I did the right, like I felt that peace that surpasses all understanding. And I know whether you're a believer or not, you know, I'm not super Christian, but I do believe the word. And I just felt it. I felt God, like literally, I got you. And I'm about to start crying.
And you weren't nervous? Were you? Did you feel covered at that point? Whatever.
I felt covered, and I felt at peace with like leaving the 9-to-5 life. And you know, from August till about December, I was completely irresponsible. It was fun, you know, because I did Uber. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna work on this while doing that. And it was a really big, like, coming in, like a big transition into finding what I'm made out of. And everything was cool in the gang. I even got like a cute little part-time to hold it down a little bit more because I was making just enough with Uber and I wanted extra cash. And I was working at Up the Pleasure Chest, you know, iconic sex shop. It was just a part-time.
That's in New York, right?
Right. It was in the West Village, right next to Stonewall. So, you know, obviously it has a lot of historical connotations. That blew up in my face. And it felt very reminiscent to the jail, just the retail version. And I'm like, yo, let me look at the fucking signs of what's to come. And, you know, the last thing was, you know, it was a lot of, you can never outshine your master. If you're doing certain things and there's insecure people that are managerial, it'll blow up in your face. And I didn't get fired. I chose to leave. But the way this person or this company was going about it, I felt like they were pushing me out.
But you know, it looked from Instagram, it looked like it was a place that you enjoyed. You know
because
what I mean?
it was
only because
dope.
Just from like an outsider looking in, I'm like, yo, she has a dope little, you know, that's a dope little side hustle.
It was a dope little side hustle, but you know, it's only so much you can do. If you're a person that has light and you're around people that are reporting you for toxic positivity.
Are you serious, Are you serious?
I'm dead ass. someone complained that I was too happy. So if you're a light, your shine is going to grate people the wrong way, especially when certain people want pity parties and you're not serving that. But I do take the time that I was there, and it gave me a lot of ammunition to spin it for myself, and I did. And again, there's people that want to make things happen that don't, and when you do it, they feel some type of way. And my biggest takeaway was that same energy, and I feel that now that I'm talking about it, that same energy that I gave it to that particular part-time to build them up, I had to do it for myself. And once I got too comfortable and I started making all these plans, and I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna do this for them, and then they could do it for me, and that's when all the...
Like, you were putting their dream, like, it was overshadowing what you knew you was trying to build.
Right. And then the minute, like, I felt getting comfortable, and it's funny because when I first quit the counseling job, I prayed, and I'm like, God, by December, you'll tell me if I need to go to another place, or you'll tell me if I need to go back into the 9-to-5 rat race. I just need to be stable, like, I don't want to be living like this. And I thought that was gonna be like, okay, just hold that down while you build DK. All that crazy shit happened, and here we are in January.
Middle of the month in January.
All of that, like, all that turning topsy-turvy it started on, like, the 23rd.
Of December?
Of December. And that's when I knew, I'm like, fuck.
So how do you feel, though? Because, I feel like, how I was just having this conversation with my friend. She's like, I always feel like I have to learn the hard way. I always feel like it takes me, like, I have to keep learning lessons. Do you ever feel like, why me? Although you feel...
All the time. I feel like, why did you choose me to go through so much shit? And I feel like I learned the lesson when I quit the counseling, and then now I feel like, because instead of being pushed out, I'm seeing the pattern, and I'm like, all right, I'm leaving. And with this, I said the same thing. I'm like, I'm seeing the pattern, I'm gonna leave.
Because you could have stayed, but imagine if you had stayed.
Right.
What else could have happened? Or what could that damage that could have been done to your soul, and just all the stuff that that you're made of and you're working on?
Right. So with that said, I had recently quit the part-time. I exhausted my savings. You know what I'm saying? They did other things that I don't want to talk about right now, but let's just say they fucked up my money. And I had to exhaust my shit, like all my savings, everything I had saved, just for that time being. Like, I had to use it. But now we're back at, let's say, 2015, where it's like, okay, do I trust God enough to get me to weather the storm? Because this is probably the toughest time I've had since 2015. Because now I don't have anything. But my outlook, my spirit, I'm a little stronger to be like, you know what? I'm not going to end up in the street. I'm not going to end up in my car again. And I have to do this. And this is why when Will Smith was like, this journey is lonely, and you have to do it for yourself, and you have to trust you, and you have to do things that don't make sense to other people. And I have a lot of well-meaning friends, and they're like, maybe another part-time. But then I'm like, I see the pattern. Like,
it keeps happening.
Like I will be a fool to go do this and do this to myself again. And even when I spoke to my mom, when my mom says something different than what I expected to say, that's when I know I'm doing the right thing. My mom was the one like, don't get a job.
And was she in the past, was she the one to tell you to?
And my mom in the past was very, but you went to college and you do this and you went that. And now that she sees it, she's like, I think you shouldn't work right now. Just hang out and figure it out. And whatever decision you want, I'm behind it. But I don't think you are ready to go to another job. And I'm like, my mom told me this. And my mom is not one to be like, don't get a job. I'm going to listen to her. And, just shortly before I even came into this car, I was talking to a friend of mine. And even how she gave me the advice, I knew in my heart that wasn't it. Because she was like, I don't think God wants you on the street. I feel like you need to get a little part-time, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, I read it, and I'm like, you know what?
You have the discernment to like, all right, I heard it, but you're not going to receive it in the sense.
Yeah, like, I just like, nah, like, this is not it. You know, I don't have a problem. I'll go back to work ASAP. But you can't ignore the omens. Like, you can't do it. And I feel like the reason your friend has had to learn the hard way is because she hasn't maybe trusted her gut to be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna weather the storm. If my phone gets cuts off, you know,
it takes
whatever.
courage, though. Like, it really takes a lot of, like, you have to get to a point where you believe in yourself. Because if you didn't weather those storms in the past and know that you were able to get through it, you wouldn't have been as strong to be able to do this right now. You know what I mean? Because not everybody can do that, Sarah.
I mean, I don't think I'm anything special like that. But then I hear that, like, I hear you say it, I hear other people say that, like, I could never do it. I could never do it. I could never, even as a single person, I can't do it. And I'm like, what is it that I have that I'm just like, fuck it. Vamos, you know, a lo loco. Let's just do this shit. And I'm like, because I am scared. I am petrified to lose everything again. Like, I could not. I've prayed. I'm like, I'd rather you kill me before I'm back on the street.
Don't say that.
I don't give no, dead ass though. Dead ass. That's how bad not having shit is. I'd rather die than be back on the street. Than to even think about going house to house, hopping, or anything like that. I've been out on my own since I was 22. And I've never went back home. I've never asked my mom for a dime. Nothing. Whatever I went through, I ate it. And that was me going through shit having a job. So that also lets me know, damn, do I really want to struggle like this and have a paycheck? Like, there's nothing wrong with like, please, whoever's watching this, there is nothing wrong with having a job. But then for the people that you know that they're called for something else, you can't be a bougie entrepreneur. You
can't be halfway. You'll always be halfway. Like,
you can't be a bougie entrepreneur. You better get used to eating rice and beans with no chicken. It's either chicken with some salad. Like, it's just, if you're vegan, plátano maduros all day with some rice. Like, you better adjust. And I think that's why I can navigate things, or you're probably like, wow, you're so courageous, because I know how to live with less. But at this point, I can't think scarcity anymore.
Yeah. So what are you thinking? Like, do you have a plan, or is it more so one day at a time?
Well, right. I have a plan, and the plan is to take it one day at a time. So it's more like, for example, I'm re-recording the episodes. Everything is going to come out February 10th. And I started...
For DK Podcast.
For DK Podcast, yes. Right. Find me on Apple. And... I'm re-recording that. I'm managing the team of people that are under DK. I'm being more hands-on with sponsorships, collaborations, seeing what fits, what doesn't. Just because someone wants to work with me, I don't have to drink out that cup. Yep. So, I have to be selective in the sense that it makes sense, and then knowing when to take a L, like do a sponsor post with no pay, versus, all right, I know y'all got some budgets. Like, stop playing.
And demanding, like, not even demanding, just advocating for yourself. Because people will try to play the people who they think will ask the questions.
Right, exactly. Yep. And, I'm not going to mention the name or anybody, but, like, I recently had to do a sponsor post. I read and reread that contract. And all they were paying me was like a $20 gift card to Amazon. And I took it because I was like, I want to get in that game just to see how it is. But I read it, reread it, asked questions. And to the fact that the person was like, you are very thorough. I'm like, facts.
As you should be.
Because what you think, I'm hyped because you're going to send me some free shit? No, bitch. Like, that does not pay rent. So you're going to get this one freebie.
Yep.
But if you want to work with me again, and because I delivered, you're going to pay me. And they were cool with that. And I'm talking to them like I was talking to you. So I'm just like, being without forces you, well, if you're strong enough, it forces you to make demands out of people, because at this point you don't have a chance to even process what's going on. You don't have a chance to process how much you're worth. It's either, all right, well, I've done this for XYZ amount of years. This is my experience. Either pay me this or not. Like, there's no room for negotiation when your back is against the wall. It's kind of like you figure it out as you go, and it either bites or it doesn't. Mm-hmm. And then when you're a little bit more level, then you could be like, okay, I could do it like this. This is gonna fit like that, you know. But everything is just one after the other. I envy the people that have a partner or a steady team to rely on. Right now, it's all me.
So what's the fuel that then, like, what do you feel like keeps you going?
Yo, breaking these generational curses. Why are we broke? Why are we broke? Why is debt? You know, I'm a capitalist. I consume shit too. Like, I got an iPhone, so I can't be spending no. But as black and brown folks, we have the opportunity this moment to create something out of nothing, no matter how old you are, no matter how young you are. And I refuse to create a family like this. I refuse to bring babies in when I don't have shit.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. My mom didn't do it with me. So what nerve do I have? Like, well, I want a baby because society is kind of pressuring me to have a kid and bring them in when I don't have shit. Like, what? No, we're not doing that. So I want to, you know.
It starts with us. Like, it starts with the individual. If you want to see any type of change, you can't change anyone. You have to start with yourself.
Right. And that's in all different facets. You know, working for yourself will make you question your worth, your core beliefs. Like, it will make you question that. At least if you're taking it seriously.
Yeah, like, I know for me, sometimes I wonder, like, are you really going hard enough? Like, you know how when you sit back and you reflect and you're like, are you kind of complacent? Because I feel like with me, the biggest thing has been, like, having my parents to fall back on, as in, like, living at home.
But that's not a bad thing, girl.
No, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but I feel like sometimes you can get comfortable, and I'm not comparing my situation to anyone else's. I'm just saying, like, I sometimes have to say, you know, this could be taken, like, anything could happen, right? You have to kind of really, not say go harder, but ask yourself, are you going as hard as you could be?
Right.
But then I know for me, sometimes I think it's so hard. It's funny because, you know, it's called Dreams and Drive. I be wearing the shirts and stuff, but...
Oh, wait. Bam!
Yes. But sometimes I wonder, like, am I scared to, like... I don't think I'm scared to dream big. But when you think about what it really takes to achieve all these things that you have, it can be easier to go after the smaller dream, right? Like, you have the small dream, then you have the big dream. Do you ever feel like that? Like, do you have this big dream in mind? Or do you kind of just, like, how do you see the whole idea of dream driving and working towards this big, you know, going on this journey and achieving whatever this big goal? Does it have to be a big goal? You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot that I think is layered there.
For me, it's always been the big goal. Mm-hmm. But the big goal comes with a lot of small tangible goals first, and sometimes that small tangible goal is that no matter what I was going through yesterday, like, I made time for this interview.
I appreciate it.
Right. And I appreciate you, but, like, that's what I'm saying, is keeping those small promises to yourself that will lead you somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I made the effort to be cute because I know this is gonna get mad views. You know, I made the effort to make sure the house was squared away, made sure that, like, okay, this will benefit me. I'm going to do it. Going to the gym will benefit you. I'm going to do that.
And you've been on your fitness journey, your wellness journey. Looking good, girl.
I was a little chunky for a few years and nobody told me. Kind of upset. But, you know, I am thinking now as a brand. And it's funny that my following, and even from that episode, oh my God, you're so courageous, you're so brave. No, bitch, I just have to pay rent. Like, I have to eat. Because, again, people will tell you, be humble, be humble. And yes, be humble with what you got right now, because I had way more. I got way more now. That's why I'm so scared to lose it, versus when we first spoke. And then now I'm in that mindset, like, do I want to start from scratch all over again, bitch? Like, really?
That's kind of a fire, too, when you know, like, I can't go back. There's no rear view mirror to even look in.
No, there is not. The only thing I remember is chilling in my car, waiting to go to work at midnight, because at the time I found a job overnight 2 days out of the week. I will be damned before I go to that again. So it's like, okay, bet on yourself. People like you. people continue to ask you for skincare, teeth routine.
You are like the people think like you're like the Oprah of like people just go to you for everything.
Yo, they ask me.
That means there's something special about. There's a light. There really is that light in you. There is like I have to put a little glow in here in the video.
You know, I'm a little light bright to begin with, but you know, it's just at this point. I know my main thing is to create a media company, a production company. I'm collaborating with people, and that's been the big thing, to create a podcast network. I did it. I did it. It's popular. It's there. People listen to the other podcasts. I want to add video now. I've been adding video, but again, that's a process. Who wants to ride with you? Who wants to be mixy with you? You have to learn the difference. And that's always been the thing. I feel like I'm going to create Rock Nation Part 2, you know, God willing. I feel like I am meant for something bigger, so I have to act accordingly. I'm putting myself in that position. Me being in that onesie all day, it was cute and relatable, but then
what happened from it?
What happened? Like, you know, I gained a lot of depression weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, people saw me busted all the time. I don't want that. You look good, you feel good. So I put the pressure on myself of like, if you were giving that advice to someone else, would you tell them what you want to hear, or would you tell them what they need to do? And I tell myself what I need to do. And right now, me reaching my goals of becoming like this huge media thing is keeping the small tangible steps. Like, did I eat breakfast today?
Did you?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah. So, what would you say are your keys to success right now? Like the 3 things that you think are really holding you down day to day in this part of your journey. Okay.
That's it. Discipline.
That's the only key. It's a big fat key. Then it's
a huge master key. Discipline. If right now things are falling apart, and the big reason to be completely selectively transparent is because I want to watch this January 2021. And I want to see if I backed up all the shit that I just talked right now, because I talk a lot. But discipline is what even got me to the point where I don't want to jump off a bridge. I know I say like, yo, I'd rather die than be homeless, which is absolute fact. But what am I doing to not be in that mind state? Because first is your mindset. You know, if I start thinking like, oh my God, I'm going to lose everything, I am going to lose everything. That's what happened the first time. If I get comfortable, you know, not that there's anything wrong with gaining weight, but I'm this big. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to look crazy if I gain too much weight. So it's the discipline. There's lack, and people say this a lot. Oh, discipline. But what does discipline look like to you? Just like you said, can I go harder? It ain't always about the business. If your mindset or your mental is fucked up because you don't discipline yourself to sit still for 10 minutes, or let's say if you read the Bible, whatever you need to get your mind right, that's the first step. Once you discipline your mind, then you discipline your body. You eat right. You go walk around. Like, you need movement. Get out the house for a little bit. And then from there, you feel good. You know, you feel good. As corny as it sounds, endorphins. I'll sit in front of my laptop. That shit is real. I'll sit in front of my laptop. I'll watch mad YouTube on whatever it is I'm trying to learn at that moment. Because I don't want to go on YouTube.
And then sometimes it's just like capitalizing off the energy that you feel. Like, you're not always going to be 100% every day, but the day you feel 100%, like at the time you got the energy, just let that energy ride. Like, I'm somebody, like, if I really feel motivated, I'll just keep doing as much as I can until it wears out. And I don't feel bad if, like, you know, a day might go by and I don't do anything. Because I just know, like, sometimes there'll be ebbs and flows with it. But if you just kind of listen to yourself and you know that it's not going to be like this forever. That's the thing I tell myself all the time. Like, it's not going to be like this forever. This will pass. Like, this too shall pass.
That's a fact.
This too shall pass.
But even rest is part of discipline.
Yeah.
I get 7 hours of sleep. I don't give a damn if the world is coming to an end. If I go to sleep at 2, I'm getting up at 10 in the morning. If I go to sleep at 10 at night, I'm getting up at 6. I sleep enough to make me feel right.
Yeah.
And then because I've done that, I'm like, okay, I feel good to get up at this time. I don't feel groggy. You know, I drink my coffee, as you already know. But, you know, I think the unspoken rule about this is obviously have a job while you create the dream. But once you make that jump, just know it's not going to be cool. It's not going to be easy. You cannot prepare for this.
You really can't.
Just like you can't prepare for adulthood, motherhood, marriage. Then it wouldn't be change if you're comfortable.
It wouldn't be change if you're comfortable.
Right?
I'm thinking, like,
You're so...
I'm you know how you, like, processing something?
Yeah.
I'm like, it really wouldn't.
Every time
it really would.
I leave her speechless, I feel like I did a good job. Every time I leave her I'm like, all right, so she gets it.
It wouldn't be change if you're comfortable. That's true.
It's the dead-ass truth. And like, again, I did it for the purpose. I want to see this video. And I want to be interviewed in the same exact manner.
So wait, do the prediction now, because I'm looking at the time. We have like a minute left, girl.
Okay, by next year, January 2021. Let me make sure you were
focused. Okay, yes.
2021. One, I'm not going to be broke as fuck. I'm not. I'm going to be tricking on this one because she's been you've been like my day one.
Yes.
Dead ass. We've grown together. And the podcast, I'm going to win some more awards for it. I'm going to come out with a skincare line. I'm going to come out with a lipstick line. Yes. Okay? And on top of that, the video aspect of Deacon's was going to take off. And me, myself, as a brand, because as much as I didn't want to be the face, I'm going to be the face.
That's something I'm trying to...
And I'm going to claim it. I'm going to claim it, and I'm going to be way bigger with a blue check and a K next to my following. Even though you don't need that. Because I don't have that now, and
You still popping,
and I'm still popular.
You still popping.
But that K in that check means. So yeah.
All right, so get in the driver's seat, Sarah.
Oh my God.
Let's do this.
And turn it off.
Yeah. All right, so Sarah.
Ouchie.
You in the driver's seat now, girl.
Fun fact: I hate driving. For real.
All right, bye, guys.
All right, so that's a wrap for episode 234 with Sarah Vega. I hope you enjoyed this Front Seat Fridays. Please, guys, if you enjoyed this, please make sure to share it on social media. Tag us. You can find us at Dreams and Drive across the board on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Use the hashtag Dreams and Drive. You can copy the link and send it to a friend via email, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you are. Just tag somebody, tell them about this episode, and get them to engage. Remember, you can also watch this episode. Front Seat Fridays is a video series, so it was made for you to watch. You can find the episode to watch on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com/dreamsanddrive. Go to the show notes page at dreamsanddrive.com and click on episode 234. Or you can also watch the full episode on Instagram TV. All right. I'm putting this video content out there because you guys have asked me to do more video content. And I think it's also a way for you to really see these guests in real life and hear them, see them, connect with their stories, because Sarah was really, really brave for sharing this new part of her journey. And I really hope that you guys can support her in any way possible. So please, please make sure to view this and share it with somebody. Wherever you are listening right now, please make sure that you are subscribed so that you get notifications every time we have a new episode. And guys, as I mentioned in the beginning of this episode, Dreams and Drive gear is available. So if you want to get a Dreams and Drive t-shirt, Dreams and Drive crew neck sweatshirt, please go to dreamsanddrive.com/shop. That's dreamsanddrive.com/shop. As you can see in this episode, me and Sarah are both rocking our gear, and I want you to rock your Dreams and Drive gear. The support for merchandise really allows me to continue to create Dreams and Drive content. So any way you can support, it's greatly appreciated. I also get people who are asking me, hey, Raina, how can I become a patron? How can I support? Well, you can go to www.dreamsanddrive.com/donate, and you can see the different ways that you can support there. We do have a Patreon set up. So if you want to support Dreams and Drive for $5 a month, you can sign up there as well. That's patreon.com/dreamsanddrive. And I want to just really quickly talk about this because it's been on my mind. I know I've been taking a break in January, but I'm really back in the interview mode, and even just holding this mic and recording. And I wanted to take some time and just talk about this because I think it's important. this past, was it Sunday, Kobe Bryant and those 8 others in that helicopter with him, including his daughter, passed away. And just thinking about and reflecting upon his life really made me think about what it means to live a life of impact and what it really means to be great at something. And I think this is one of the premises of this show. I really think that we all have that one thing or something that we want to be great at or something that we are great at, but we have to continue to hone in on it and practice it and make sure we're nurturing it. And I just encourage you guys all to continue that quest to be great at something. And maybe you're not the best. Maybe it's not perfection that you're seeking, but I think in that desire to be great and that desire to continue to hold yourself to a level of excellence, you learn so much about yourself. And even from talking with Sarah, the thing that I came away from was embrace change. And I think a lot of us spend our lives running from it. But remember, valleys are only temporary. And sometimes you have to go down so that you can appreciate the rise up. Keep dreaming, keep driving. I really appreciate y'all as always. We will chat again in the next episode. Bye, guys.